Good evening, Mount Vernon. Thank you for being with us on this Wednesday. My name is Ed Poteet. Our council president, Daniel Brown, is absent today, so I'm filling in for her. You could be anywhere today, so we're grateful that you're here. Before we get started with the public speaking portion of our meeting, we want to go over some housekeeping items. First, there are two exits in the room. There's also a bathroom on this floor and a bathroom downstairs. And I would humbly ask, please turn off your cell phone during the city council session. With that being said, we will start with the public speaking portion. Oh, I'm sorry, thank you. I forget it. We will start off with the Pledge of Allegiance. And I'll ask Councilmember Gary Thompson to lead us in. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, liberty. So we got that out of the way, and now we will start with the public speaking portion of our meeting. Mayor Sean Patterson Howard, I guess she'll come shortly. Donna Bell. Donna Bell. Is she here? Donna Bell, are you online?
Donna Bell, are you online?
Hey, let's go to number 3. Barbara Ortiz Howard. Are you here, Barbara?
She's online.
Okay, awesome.
You can unmute and turn your camera on, please.
Actually, I don't have any comments at this time. I'm just going to watch the show tonight. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have Trisha Frazier in the house? Come up and state your name and your address for the record.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen and city council members. I'm Trisha Fraser, owner of T. Fraser Productions, a boutique event production firm. I reside at 666 North Terrace Avenue, Mount Vernon, New York, 10552-2751. I'm here to request approval to host the second Living My Best Life Health Fair on Saturday, October 4th, 2025, with a rain date of Sunday, October 5th at Hartley Park. I designed a comprehensive one-day event aimed at addressing health disparities in Mount Vernon while promoting health education, access to care, and supportive services. The second Living My Best Life Health Fair will build upon the success of the inaugural event, which took place in 2019. That event kicked off with our race ambassador, track and field Olympian Deja Stevens. Some of the vendors that we had were NYU Langone, Westchester Medical Center, the Mount Vernon Neighborhood Health Center, which is now the Westchester County Health Center, among others. The 2019 sponsors and partners included American Christmas, the Mount Vernon Public Library, the Mount Vernon Chamber of Commerce, Classic Audi, State Senator Jamal Bailey, among others. The health fair activities were divided into 3 zones: children, fitness, and health. The children's zone included giant games such as Jenga, checkers, and Connect 4. We also had world-renowned chess expert Rochelle Ballantyne battling 5 people simultaneously, including State Senator Jamal Bailey. The fitness zone included 45-minute classes of Tai Chi, yoga, Zumba, etc. And the health zone included screenings of sleep apnea, blood pressure, cholesterol, glucose, asthma. I'd like your authorization to resurrect the Living My Best Life Health Fair. And we also We have already received approval to partner with the Recreation Department and only request the space at Hartley Park on October 4th. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Sounds like a great event. Thank you. Next up, we have, and I'm gonna butcher this last name. Councilwoman Gleason, help me. Peter Sichalis? Sichalis. You here? Is Peter online? Okay. Move on. Judy Williams Davis. Are you present? Awesome. Come on up.
Done this in a while. What did I do? State my name and where I live? Okay. Name is Judy Williams Davis, and I live at 625 Gramerton Avenue. But I spend most of my time at the Grace House at 229 7th Avenue. And that is what I would like to talk about tonight. A building that size, you would expect to have physical problems. You would expect the heat to go down sometimes. You would expect it to have rodents sometimes. But you would expect a senior building or any building to be treated with dignity. The people in that building, this is not Alabama, this is not Mississippi. The management in that building has them in fear and intimidation. They're right there, about 60 people that I'm talking for, about 60 seniors that I'm talking for. They walk in fear and intimidation. If they stand in the hallway more than 3 minutes, they're told that's a violation. You get 3 violations and you're out of here. If they invite an outsider to a meeting, that's a violation. Just the other day, and thank you, Councilman Gleason, because she does come and appear at those meetings. Just the other day, a gentleman who will speak after me got in a verbal altercation with the guards. And why does that building have armed guards? And I asked him, why are you here with guns? We're here because we're protecting the tenants. Then why don't you work on the weekends if you're here for the tenants? That's when most things happen, I believe. So what happened, they got in an altercation. So he began to rub his gun to intimidate them. But that's not the first time he does that. What are those seniors gonna do to him? They don't carry guns. They can't run. What are they gonna do? Beat them with their canes? He intimidates them. Big burly man. And he told him, we're getting you out of here. And he'll tell you, we can do anything we want to you. The way these seniors are treated is horrendous. I'm from the South, the old South. That means I'm an old lady. And from the South, I know how you're treated. Let me tell you, and I know I don't have much time. I was walking home when I was about 10 years old. A white man got after me and I couldn't run fast enough, but I could scream. And I screamed and he turned around. I was so afraid, but it took me 10 years to tell that story because I knew nothing would be done about it. That's how they feel. They don't tell that story because they don't think anything will be done about it. So I'm appealing to this council because those seniors in there look like you, councilman. They look like you, councilman, you, and one day, sis, you will look like them too. I'm appealing to you. Someone said they'll come, they don't have that kind of leverage, but you have a heart. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Davis. Next, Lincoln Edwards, are you in the building? Thank you. Please come on up, state your name and your address for the record.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Lincoln Edwards. I live at 229 South 7th Avenue. I'm the president for the association. And right now, as Judy just said, I'm fear for my life because the security guy, Tuesday the 17th of March, I went in there to speak to management. Firstly, when I went there, the door was wide open, so I think I could just walk in. But the security guard behind his desk said, you have to make an appointment. I said, I'm going to see my manager. Anyhow, she told me to come in. They had me on voice, they had me to evicted. And so I was going to talk to her about it and what happened. Then she said, next time you come in, you have to make an appointment. I said, I live here. You work here. I'm not going to make any appointment to see you, except if I come in and see you busy, I'm not going to disturb you. So I'm bringing my rent. I have to make an appointment. If I take in my rent, I lived there for 12 years now. I have to make an appointment. If I just want to report something, I have to make an appointment. Then the security guy by the name of Frank, he came in. His hand was on the gun, and he come like this, put his hand in my face. Get out of here, get out of here. I said, I'm not moving, I live here. And the manager's like how you sitting behind the desk. I was down here. I said, I'm not harming nobody, I'm not moving. So he called the police, because he used the police force here all the time. He called them like 3-4 times a week. And I hope you council people would do something about it, because we are living in fear in there. Because I'm 75 years of age, never been arrested or anything. The only violation I do in this country is a ticket driving cars or anything. And we having a meeting. We have to give them notice to have a meeting. I'm being the president for 9 years. Okay? We never, ever have to tell management. We tell them we're gonna have a monthly meeting on the 3rd of every month, the 3rd Wednesday of every month. So they know that. Why should we have to go to them every minute? We're gonna have a meeting to tell them. And another thing, the people them, we can't stand in the hallway because it's a violation against us. And the last thing he told me, that they're not resting until they get me out the building. Okay? I came to the police prison, I make a report. I went to pick up the report yesterday. Nothing that I said is in that report. All is about Frank and the manager. So I'm not feeling too safe in the building right now, because I have to always look over my shoulder. Yesterday, she came up on my floor. When she saw me, she went back down and she get him. Both of them came up and he came with his gun like that. Her eyes passed towards me, and both of them watching me like I'm a thief or a murderer. As I said, I've never been arrested in my life. So I'm appealing to you, council guys, because we all sinners in there. And everything happened in there, like all the people come to me, because I'm the one who stand up for them. And that's why they're working hard to get me out that building. So I hope and trust and pray that you guys could help. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Jeff Monroe. I just saw that Mr. Monroe walked in. If you could come up to the mic, state your name and address, the records.
Good evening, council. Good evening, community and staff. Congratulations, Clerk Bonilla. Welcome aboard and welcome to the 21st century on the shot clock. But I've been waiting anyway. So I'd like to speak to the issue of the public act, or specifically the Cable Television Advisory Committee. But my actual issues stand as usual over the actual questions and hopes for the city's public community television station, otherwise known as public access. I understand as of your work session that the mayor has decided to appoint her office's 2 allocated cable advisory committee members, and that's wonderful. I think it'll be wonderful if the appropriate community interests are provided. I'm sounding a little cynical because I remember not long ago when I sat on that committee, and this body basically sat on its ability to populate the committee and properly empower the committee to do its work. So if it is progress that the mayor's appointees are finally coming to do some work, that's encouraging. I understand that the 2 names that are appointed by the council to the Cable Television Advisory Committee, the 2 names visible on the website are not active, but that two other names are active. That would leave, according to the website, at least two vacant bodies in the public section of the PEG allocation for the committee. I'm wondering if you'll be filling those two seats that are allocated for 4. I'm also wondering if other issues like the inconsistencies between City Code Chapter 12 or the charter for the Cable Advisory Committee, if those inconsistencies are going to be properly levied against what is written on the website. For instance, the website says, and I believe 4 allocated bodies should come from the public side, from the cable advice, from the council. 2 allocated bodies come from the mayor, 2 allocated bodies come from the school district. City code says 2 of each body. I believe the public really should have the preeminent presence on the body, but that's just me. The point is the city code's been in contradiction for many years, and I'm hoping the actual drafting of a new code will be one of the priorities of the city council, including the actual 21st century allocation of public input to the actual city code. I'm hoping that you'll be able to show some progressive initiative on having the city code reflect the actual communication needs of the community, really. I think it's great you have a television monitor. I'd like to see community members be able to show some kind of visual or audio evidence of some of their queries or complaints or whatever, lacking obviously legal barriers to that, but we're not hoping for judiciary replacement. I'm just hoping for 21st century accommodations in our media. I have 2 objective questions that I'd like to close with. Actually, I have 4. So 2 really have been posed already. So the appointees are vacant. I'd like to know if the Justice AV Solutions contract has been allocated for a target date, the means of whatever it means to actually bring the 21st century again up to the community's ability to hear amplified and recorded and streamed audio and video. I'm wondering if that's going to be part of the JAVS contract, if that's going to be part of the cable advisory responsibilities. I understand that the cable franchise agreement is also still not resolved. I'm hoping the public will get input into that as well, as opposed to just the committee. I think the committee should do more than just represent the public at this.
Sorry, if you could wrap up.
Okay, absolutely. I think the Cable Advisory Committee should be asked for actual filtering of, and not filtering, but facilitation of the public input into aspects of its work. So thank you. And I'd like hopefully a response to those, if not tonight, in email. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Going back through the list, Mayor Sean Paston Howard, is she online? Okay, awesome. So let's give her the mic so she can talk. Take your time.
Hello?
Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, no, I'm passing on the public speaking piece. I'm just here for the Con Ed legislation right now.
Okay. Thank you, Mayor. Do we have Donna Bell? Is she online? Take that as a no. And last but not least, Barbara Ortiz Howard. Is she online? Is she? I'm sorry. Thank you, guys. And Peter Sachalis. Last time, is he online or is he here? All right. So I will turn it over to our council members so that they can give comments to the audience members that spoke this evening. We'll start with Councilman Gleason and work our way around this. Councilman Gleason.
Good evening, everybody. Miss Judy Williams Davis and Mr. Edwards. I did speak to you on the day that, that happened. I have questions myself regarding the armed guards there in the building. There's a lot of things that, I know that the buildings department has been there. I'm gonna follow up with them for some of the other items that we had spoken about. I have no problem penning a letter to management if that helps in any way. I would like you to speak to our legislative assistant, Antoinette, and just give your emails and stuff like that. I do think that you had a petition. Did you have a petition with some of the residents? If you don't mind, come to the microphone, please. And that's just one question, Mr. Edwards. Did you have a petition from the residents? Everybody signed?
We signed up some petitions sometime earlier this year.
Okay, so I would like you to speak to our legislative assistant before you leave. If you
Okay.
guys have a copy of that, just to make sure that it gets emailed to Antoinette, and I'll add it to the letter that I send to management. If you have the address and the names of the people that I need to send it to, please also give that to Antoinette, okay?
Okay,
All right,
you.
next on my list, and thank you, Ms. Judy Williams Davis, thank you for advocating for the people in that building, and thank you for keeping me abreast of everything that's going on there. I greatly appreciate it. Next up, Mr. Jeff Monroe. When you're speaking about public input as to the franchise agreement, do you mind coming back up here? I just have a couple questions for you.
I appreciate that, Councilmember.
The one thing that I have, as you're speaking, all I keep thinking of is a public forum. And we've had some success in, like, last week we did, council, president and myself did an economic development forum. I'm thinking that maybe, you and I can get together and see if we could put together a public forum for this. I won't say, probably maybe in May. I want the committee, the new committee, the Cable Access Committee to meet. And then maybe we could put together a public forum, and get the input. But did you say for the franchise agreement, or you mean that part of the charter?
Yeah, I'll try to be brief, but this is something I've tried to lobby for in the past, and it's really just a practice of town halls. And I don't mean just officialdom on a mic. I mean actual dialogue that's not 4 minutes long, that the public
Right.
can bring ideas and you can actually process them and not necessarily debate, but at least dialogue so that resolutions can come out of.
Yeah,
and
that's where the
these-
public, that's how we did our economic development. It was it
Right.
was a good group of people back and forth. There's no limit to what you have to say. You could come with whatever agenda you think, we could focus on.
But monthly.
Yeah.
I don't mean a one-off, I mean monthly. And yes, for the contract, for other aspects of community media, that's what I
Okay.
meant.
Can you do me a favor before you leave? I do not have your cell phone, and that's because I got a new phone and not everything transferred over. Can you please give your email and your cell phone to Antoinette and coordinate with Antoinette any nights that you're good after 4:30, and I'd be happy to meet with you. Okay, and let's try and get this back up and going again. Now we have, at least we have a quorum for our cable advisory committee. Some people are on, some people quit. Now, we've got a good group of people on there that I think are qualified and care, right? So, if you don't mind, give your cell phone and your email address and we'll coordinate a meeting. All right, and tell her what nights after 4 o'clock that you're available,
Sure.
okay?
Thank you.
Ms. Frazier, I love that idea. Thank you for reaching out to me today. I think it's great. I actually remember when you did the first one, but I was away at a softball tournament, so I was not present for that. But I'm excited for it. I think it's great. You did say that you're gonna partner with the recreation department, right? Yeah, so I think it's important that you get with them and have them put their referral letter in to get the approval so that we can go to all the different departments and get their feedback on it. But I think it's a great idea, and it definitely promotes health and wellness, critical thinking, even having those games. People think, oh, I love Jenga. I mean, I'm a crazy Jenga person because I got the big 4-foot one. I think it's a lot of fun and it also teaches people about engineering almost, you know? So, even though people, $20 game, I think it's great. So I just want to wish you good luck with that and get it to us as soon as possible so that we could get the approvals out and going.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. That is all, Mr. Acting President. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Gleason, Councilmember Thompson.
Thank you, sir, Acting President. Ms. Frazier, you're already in good hands with, Commissioner Walker Pickney, so, once they get that legislation up to us, we'll be happy to support it. So that's all I have to say about that. We look forward to
Thank
being
you.
at that event, okay?
Any idea what the turnaround time is when you get the-
Usually within that week, so once, give it to Commissioner now, and then, by next month, if they can get it on the agenda for next month or the month after, because we have all the way until October, so it doesn't take that long to approve the date, okay? But it is nice that you came now,
Right,
so you can just have it already away, and then you can focus on the other things that's needed for the event.
exactly,
Okay.
like the sponsors,
Right,
yeah.
so just continue to converse with the commission, they can bring that letter forward.
Okay, will do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Miss Williams Davis and Mr. Edwards, I would like you to leave, both of you leave your information with our legislative aid. So I can get your phone numbers, because I would like to, one, come to your meeting, that you have on the third Wednesdays, I believe you said. And also, set up a meeting with you and the management company, so I can attend that meeting with you, because that's outside of our purview, but I would like to give you some support. I never see a problem with having armed security, especially in this day and age. I do think armed security is necessary in certain areas. However, I do find a problem if armed security is threatening residents and making them feel unsafe. So I definitely want to meet with you all and meet with the residents within that building to kind of get a grasp on what's happening. So I can advocate for you all, whether I can meet with the management team with or without you. But we definitely have to get to the bottom of it, because no one should feel unsafe where they reside. So I look forward to having conversations with you all and getting some answers to that, okay? So make sure you leave your information with the legislative aid. Mr. Monroe, Councilwoman Gleason already answered that, and we look forward to also helping bring those forums up so we can have them monthly and have that access available. That's all I have.
Thank you, Councilmember, Councilmember Boxer.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Miss Frazier, for sure. You didn't have to get up. It's fine. So yeah, as everyone already said, Walker Pickney, she's going to handle that. As long as that date is available, I'm sure she gave you pre-approval, so I guess it is. So yeah,
Yes.
as soon as it gets here, I'm 100% in support of it. So that's a great idea. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Miss William Davis and Mr. Edwards, it's greatly concerning to me what's been described tonight, what's happening in that building. To be honest, I haven't been that familiar with these episodes and how long it's been going on, but I would like to sit with the Corporation Counsel and find out what our actual legal possibilities are. What can we do as a city, as a council, what as far as what are the actions that we can take. And if there's any meetings, please invite me so I can just be updated of what's going on there. And yeah, it sounds really serious, and I just can't imagine not feeling, just forget comfortable, but even safe in your own home. That's just kind of the bare minimum. So yeah, we're going to work on that expeditiously.
I'm sorry, sir, that there's no back and forth, but after.
Yeah,
we're
let's
done,
give him 1 minute. So
I
You'll
am-
have an opportunity to
Yeah,
talk.
go ahead.
Yeah, I
I'm sorry,
wait.
sir, that there's no back and forth, but afterwards. you have
Oh,
the-
okay.
no, I was going to ask, can you?
Did you have a question?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to hear just real quick, 1 minute.
Yeah, as I said, I would really glad if you could look into it,
Yes,
because it's getting out of hand.
seems so.
Because not only me, but other residents that they're scared
Right.
and they have fear. Because everything we do in that building Everything we are doing, they'll have people watching us. We have a meeting privately this afternoon. Management is in the meeting. And when I invite them to a meeting, they always tell me they can't come.
All right. I'm gonna get back to you. As a matter of fact, just get my information also from Antoinette before you leave tonight. All right. Mr. Monroe, thank you for always your consistent engagement. Yeah, we're moving forward with filling those vacancies that you mentioned. And as far as the inconsistencies of the code, we'd like to update that, probably use some of your input if that's okay with you. So maybe we can have a dialogue going forward on some of the changes or the necessary change that need to happen, since seems to be your expertise in this field. So we've got to tap into the resources we have. So thank you for that. Those are all the comments I have.
Thank you, Councilmember Boxell. And thank you, council members. I won't retread over what the other council members said. But I do want to address what's happening at Grace House. First, thank you very much for having the courage to come in. And thank you for telling us what's happening there. I grew up in subsidized housing, unlike some of my wealthy council members. So I take what you're saying very seriously. And I remember being a teenager and saying, wow, no one cares about what's happening at all. And also as seniors, it doesn't make sense that you're living this phase of your life in fear. That's not what should be happening. So first, I will go with Councilmember Thompson to your next meeting. But I am also going to reach out to management this week directly, just to get their side of the story, because I'm not sure if there's some reason why they have armed guards in the room. But to also let them know that we have now heard you, and we would like them to explain their rationale for what's happening. So Councilmember Thompson, Councilmember Potteet, myself, we will be at your next meeting. And I will keep following up every week to make sure that there's some type of resolution to this issue. Because I take this issue very seriously. And to me, it's personal. So we'll make sure that there is some type of resolution between you and the management, for sure. Mr. Monroe, thank you for coming, Jeff. Always good to see you. And Ms. Frazier, looking forward to your help. So much. With that being said, we'll wrap up the public speaking session. Council members, do you want 5 minutes to take a break? Okay, so we will dive right into legislation. You are welcome to stay to hear the business of council. We are gonna go through the legislation we have to pass. And so with that being said, let's dive right on in. Let's start off with the tally sheet.
Thank you, Acting President Potteet. Item number 1, Mayor's Office, Office of the Mayor, a resolution authorizing the hire of Joel R. Dichter of Dichter Law LLC as special counsel to represent participating Westchester municipalities in Con Edison's electric and gas rate case before the Public Service Commission. Acting President, I would like to see if the mayor would like to comment so that we could potentially release her early. Mayor Sean Patterson Howard, would you like to comment on this?
Thank you so much, Councilwoman Gleason, and thank you so much, Acting Council President Potteet. I submitted this resolution after speaking with my colleagues at the Westchester Municipal Officers Association, which I proudly serve as president of the 45 municipality organization. This is not being brought by Westchester Municipal Officers Association, but we are in great support of it. As we have heard over the past few months, that Con Ed plans on increasing their service delivery charges by about 20%. Over the past 3 years, we've seen a 20% increase, and people's utility bills are absolutely off the charts. with increases in inflation, with increases in housing costs, and now these unreasonable and unwarranted increases in the utility bills, it is crippling not just to our seniors, but to our young families and everyone in between. And so the city of Mount Vernon is looking to join with right now, as of this count, there are 28 municipalities throughout the county that have already agreed out of the 45 to come together and file a joint motion to have Mr. Dichter represent all of our municipalities as we fight to keep this rate increase from happening in Westchester County. Our state assembly, our Senate, our county executive, we are all supporting this. And the cost, I think we said up to $5,000, and that was going to be based on 20 municipalities. Well, we've already have 28 signed on. Mount Vernon would make 29, and we have 8 who will be passing legislation either today or next week, which will bring us up to about 36 or 37 municipalities within the week. So our costs are clearly going to be less. But we cannot just stand by idly and not put our best foot forward as a municipality, joining with our fellow municipalities in the surrounding county to push back against this unjust increase. We understand that Con Ed has the right to make a margin of profit as a for-profit organization, but not such a great margin of profit for their executive team and their board on the backs of people who are already overburdened. So we're definitely asking for the council support in authorizing this piece of legislation so that we could join the other 30 plus communities in Westchester in a unified voice in pushing against this. We know that Rockland County, their Public Service Commission, their PSC just approved a rate increase in Rockland, but it was negotiated, and we have to make sure that we negotiate and we pushed hard and in a coordinated fashion against this increase in Westchester County. New York City has been able to do this successfully over the years. We're a smaller county, but when we come together as a mighty force, then I think we'll be able to move it. And then also in speaking to our Senator Mayor today, who has been one of the leaders in the Senate around this effort, it also is about unveiling the secrecy in which it is done. It's almost like a conclave. No one knows how they come up with these rates. No one knows how they're calculated. No one knows what's included in it. But what we do know is that we're going to have to be able to use our gas and electric, and we can't allow gas and electric costs to cause people to become homeless, to lose their homes, to lose their apartments, and to not be able to take care of their basic needs so that other people can just get a share profit. So I look forward to your support so that we could join the rest of our communities, and thank you.
Madam Mayor, can you speak to the reason why Westchester is doing this is really because a lot of times, well, in the past, if my understanding is correct, New York City has been successful in fighting against these rate increases, but Westchester has never taken this particular item on. Is that a true statement?
Yes, New York City has fought. I mean, I'm not saying that they haven't gotten increases, but they haven't received increases at the rate that we have in Westchester. You know, and unfortunately, the PSC is pretty smart. They know how to separate the efforts really by the counties. And so Westchester has to stand on its own. We're not covered by a New York City fight. We don't fail because of a Rockland or an Orange fight. So as Westchester municipalities, we have to fight for this, and we've decided to really band together so that we could put our best effort forward. Attorney Dichter is a specialist in dealing with the PSC. Not only will he and his team be working, but they will also hire specialists to testify on our behalf. And so they are charging a flat fee, of about 80,000 for the attorney's fees and about 20 to 30,000 for specialists and experts to come in and to testify on behalf of our municipalities. And all of the municipalities will split that cost, but it is a fixed fee. And before it was going to be 20,000, but I think now we're down to about $3,200. And I
Okay.
think that is a good use of our money.
All right, thank you so much, Madam Mayor.
Thank you.
With that being said, I'm gonna move on to item number 2,
Thank you.
which is going to, does anybody else have any questions? No. All right. Item number 2 is on the agenda, Office of the Mayor, a resolution appointing members to the Cable Advisory Committee. There are 2 members. Item number 3, Public Works. Department of Public Works, an ordinance establishing a standardized policy for tree planting in the municipal right-of-way. I hope, you guys, well, we did receive, there was a section missing. I hope you guys had a chance to read through it. If you didn't, if you could try and do that now before we vote on that. Item number 4. Oh, that's on, yeah, I started out. Yeah, sorry. Both are on the agenda. My apologies. Item number 4, Department of Public Works, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a contractual agreement with Bonanza Contracting LLC for renovations to the Mount Vernon Police Department's Aware Room area. Item number 5 is being held. That's an ordinance authorizing the issuance of a request for proposal for an engineering conditions assessment report for municipal parking garages. There's still some work that needs to be done with that. That'll be held and redone. Item number 6 is on the agenda, Department of Public Works, an ordinance authorizing the release of a request for proposal for pest management and pest control services for various municipal facilities. Item number, that's on the agenda. Item number 7 is on the agenda, Department of Public Works, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with Signify North America Corporation to upgrade the current street lighting management software system from City Touch to Interact City. That's on the agenda and no cost to the city. Item number 8 on the agenda, Department of Public Works, an ordinance authorizing the advertisement of bids for a 2-year, bids for year 2 sewer system cleaning and investigation. That's outfall 15, 30, 31, 43, 48, 53, and 34 drainage areas. Item number 9, Department of Recreation. An ordinance authorizing the Department of Recreation to co-sponsor the Latin Cultural Festival with Mitsili LLC, May 18th, 2025 at Hartley Park. That is on the agenda. And I believe I have an add-on. Yes. Item number 24, City Clerk. City Council, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Mount Vernon to reappoint Leslie Alpert to the Board of Ethics for a 2-year term from March 26, 2025 to March 25th, 2027. Acting President, if you don't mind, I'd like to just go over some things. Some questions that were asked in the work session.
Sure, please.
Okay, so item number 4. I have to ask our corporation counsel. So the question was presented regarding the procurement. There was a bit of the misunderstanding with the legislation that was passed for the minority and women business enterprises. And it wasn't an okay to go ahead and use these people. So we presented, use everybody that was on the list. So we presented the question to Corporation Counsel, if everything that DPW was within their purview to do based on that legislation and the procurement legislation. So, Johan, if you don't mind.
Councilwoman, just a point of clarification. This is item number 5.
No, this is item number 4.
Amendment 4, okay. Apologies.
Yep. That's for Bonanza Contracting.
Sure. Had an opportunity to speak with the Commissioner of DPW We discussed everything that happened. One of the things that was concerning was whether or not the procurement was followed properly. One of the things that was established was that as an issue, whether or not there were quotes received, the dollar amount was below the required amount, and there were quotes received as I spoke with him. There were quotes received. Yes.
Okay, there were quotes received.
Yeah.
Okay, and
More than three.
I know that we, in speaking, to the DPW commissioner, we explained the policy. So there was better understanding going forward, correct?
Correct.
Okay, all right, with that being said, all right, I'm still okay with that. Another question was asked regarding the pest control, and if the mayor, is the mayor still on the line? Oh, she might not be.
I am on the line.
Okay, so, in talking to DPW commissioner, a question was presented at the work session was, what are we doing about the pest management for the rest of the city? And I know that we did have a bid that went out, and I think we identified, a low bidder on that, but I understand that, funding might be an issue for this.
Commissioner Bush is on the line.
Commissioner
I think-
Bush?
He's on Zoom.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
So
Commissioner
yeah,
Bush?
we did release a bid last year for citywide rat and rodent abatement. We did get some pricing back. Unfortunately, yes, the pricing was very high. The lowest bidder that we received was over $100,000 to do citywide rat and rodent abatement. So right now it is a funding issue. We'll have to sort that out internally. But still, with that said, we have to focus on doing rat and rodent abatement and pest control for our municipal facilities such as City Hall, Police Department, and the firehouses, and the Dole Center as well.
Okay, so, I meant to ask you this today and I apologize. Are we going to rebid the citywide?
Yeah, I guess we can. That's something I'll discuss with the mayor going forward. We still need to identify some potential funding to make sure that we can do it first.
Okay, thank you so much. And I believe, yep, that's it. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here.
No problem.
There's questions, council? Any council members have questions about the legislation for LBW? All right, next up, Councilmember Thompson, Human Resources.
Thank you, sir, Acting President. I have only one item, item number 10 from the Recreation Department, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a 3-year agreement with Turf Tank for the leasing and utilization of field marketing equipment. That's on the agenda. That's all I have.
Any questions for Human Resources? All right, moving along, Councilmember Thompson, could you read Public Safety and Code, please?
Sure. Item number 11 is for information. That's a consumer protection report for 2025, February 2025. Item number 12 is on the agenda from Public Safety. An ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with the New York State Department of Criminal Justice Services for the gun-involved violence elimination grant. Item number 13 is on the agenda. That's from Public Safety, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a software as a service agreement with SimC Inc. That's on the agenda for 3 years. Item number 14 is on the agenda from Public Safety, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a memorandum of understanding with the County of Westchester, the City of Yonkers, and the City of New Rochelle for participation in the Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistant Grant. Item number 15 is on the agenda from Public Safety, an ordinance authorizing the transfer of funds from the training budget to the equipment budget for the purchase of guns and ammunition for the police department. Item number 16 is on the agenda from Public Safety, an ordinance authorizing the allocation of funds for the Full Circle Health Training and Counseling Workshop for members of service of the police department. Item number 17 is on the agenda From Public Safety, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with the Westchester County of Correction and reimbursement of, I'm sorry, Westchester County Department of Correction for reimbursement of prisoner transportation services for the years 2023 and 2024. That's on the agenda, and there aren't any add-ons.
Thank you, Councilmember. And I want to go back to item number 13. There was a question posed in our work session of the source of these funds. The public safety has received grant funds for the next 3 years, and their plan is for thereafter to put this in the operating budget. With that being said, moving on to,
Can we just hold just 1 second?
Sure.
I think I did have a question. In hindsight, hang on 1 sec. I
Take
just want to make sure. Registrar is not working properly tonight. Yeah, that's fine.
okay, thank you, Councilwoman. Next is Finance and Planning, Councilmember Boxer.
Yes, thank you. Number 18, from the Controller's Office, an ordinance amending ordinance number 3 adopted on December 11, 2024 to authorize the issuance of serial bonds of the city of Mount Vernon to finance the cost of certain equipment for the Department of Public Works. That's on the agenda. Number 19, from the Office of the Controller as well, an ordinance authorizing the acceptance and the adoption of the 2019 final annual audit, independent audit prepared by PKF O'Connor Davies. That's on the agenda. Number 20, from the Office of the Mayor, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Mount Vernon appointing members to the Mount Vernon Economic Task Force. The names are Kyle Muniz, Dan Casarella, Robert Patak, Pamela Tarlow, and Onalder Yazera. And that's on the agenda. Number 21 from the City Council, an ordinance amending number 19 adopted on December 27th, 2023, the Economic Development Task Force. That's on the agenda as well. Number 22 from the City Council, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Mount Vernon adopting the finding statement pursuant to SECRA for the Downtown Transit-Oriented Arts District, and that is on the agenda. Number 23 from the City Council, an ordinance amending Chapter 267 of the Code of the City of Mount Vernon, New York, entitled Zoning, and that's on the agenda. And I have one add-on. Number 25 from the Office of the Controller, an ordinance fixing the county and special district tax rate, levying set tax, and confirming the county and special district taxes for the year 2025, and ordering the issuance of a warrant thereof. And that's on the agenda. And those are all that I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions for Finance and Planning? Going once, going twice. All right, are we ready to go into our?
I want to go back to item number 17. Because, I'd like to just have, is the mayor still on? Mayor Patterson Howard? Item number 17.
I'm sorry. Yes.
Okay, so I think that this deserves a little bit more explanation just for the public's transparency.
Mhm.
So it's an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with the Westchester County Department of Corrections for reimbursement of prisoner transportation services for the years 2023 and 2024. So if you can give a brief understanding as to why this is coming up now?
Yes, because we were out of contract. We were out of contract with the Westchester County Department of Corrections. We have gone back now and finally done that contract, and I think it's a contract for about $250,000 a year. Am I correct, Mr. Powell?
I think the total amount for 2023 and 2024 is $596,795.
Okay, so it's a little more than $250,000 a year. So we were out of contract. And so we've negotiated with them and now to get us back into contract. And we're also negotiating our 2025-2026 contract with them as well.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's what I was curious. So you guys are negotiating that. So these are 2-year contracts?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so
Yes.
much.
Thank you. Are we ready to get to our agenda?
And I am
All right.
here if you need me. I'm just cooking. I'm being a good wife. So if it takes a second for me to run to it, I'm just cooking. So I'm here.
Do you mean that you have a life outside of City Hall? Oh my God.
Yes, 37 years of marriage. I need to cook for my house.
Good for you, Madam Mayor. Good for you. All right, let's go on to our agenda. Let's start with item number 1, legislation and public works. I'm sorry. I forgot that. Clerk, if we can have a roll call.
Sure. Councilman Box Hill,
I'm present.
Councilwoman Gleason,
Here?
Acting President Potteet.
There you go. Here.
Thank you. Councilman Thompson
Here.
and Council President Brown is absent today.
Now let's keep pushing. LPW, Councilwoman Gleason.
Thank you so much, Acting President Potteet. Our legislate is not working, so I'm gonna go off of the paper.
Paper never fails.
Item number 1, a resolution authorizing the hiring of Joel Dichter of Dichter Law LLC as special counsel to represent participating Westchester municipalities in Con Edison's electric and gas rate case before the Public Service Commission. So moved.
Second, I think this is a great use of our funds necessary. So, I mean, we don't know what the outcome will be ultimately, but I think it's worth the fight. So.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments? All right.
No, I happen to agree with the councilman. It's about time Westchester stood up for themselves and for, our seniors and, I mean, I talked to a senior citizen yesterday, who lives in a very small house, paying $700, and her social security is not going up. So I'm very happy to support this.
Thank you. Clerk.
Councilman Box Hill,
Aye.
Councilwoman Gleason,
Aye.
Councilman Thompson,
Aye.
Acting President Potteet.
Aye.
I'm gonna get used to that. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Item number 2, Office of the Mayor, a resolution appointing members to the Cable Television Advisory Committee, Jahi Lafayette and George McClendon Jr. So moved.
The second.
Any questions? Clerk, let's vote.
Councilman Box Hill,
Aye.
Councilwoman Gleason,
Aye.
Councilman Thompson,
Aye.
Acting President Potteet.
Aye.
Item number 3, Department of Public Works, an ordinance establishing a standardized policy for tree planting in the municipal right-of-way. So moved.
The second.
Any questions? Let's vote.
Councilman Box Hill,
Aye.
Councilwoman Gleason,
Aye.
Councilman Thompson,
Aye.
Acting President Potteet.
Aye.
Item number 4, Department of Public Works, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a contractual agreement with Bonanza Contracting LLC for renovations to the Mount Vernon Police Department's aware room areas. So moved.
The second.
Any questions?
Just a statement. I just want to make sure that the quotes that were gotten for the aware room are included with this resolution. Make sure that they're easily accessible, if somebody should question it going forward. One of the things I would like to say is that I did walk into that aware room, and this whole concept came from December 8th, 2023, when the police commissioner invited some of us to go over to Yonkers to observe their aware room. And now we're getting it. And an aware room is basically AI technology, license plate readers and cameras throughout the city. It will be an added tool, even as the mayor would say, an added tool. I find it to be a game changer here, considering we're not at full capacity for the police department. This is a great tool for them to help solve crimes.
Thank you, Councilwoman. If there are no further questions, then let's vote.
Councilman Box Hill,
Aye.
Councilwoman Gleason,
Aye.
Councilman Thompson,
Aye.
Acting President Potteet,
Aye.
Item number 5, an ordinance authorizing the release of a request for proposal for pest management and pest control services for various municipal facilities. So moved.
The second.
Any questions? Let's vote.
Councilman Box Hill,
Aye.
Councilwoman Gleason,
Aye.
Councilman Thompson,
Aye.
Acting President Potteet,
Aye.
Item number 6, Department of Public Works. An ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with Signify North America Corporation to upgrade the current street lighting management software system from City Touch to Interact City at no cost to the city. So moved.
The second.
Any questions? Let's vote.
Councilman Box Hill,
Aye.
Councilwoman Gleason,
Aye.
Councilman Thompson,
Aye.
Acting President Potteet,
Aye.
Item number 7, Department of Public Works. An ordinance authorizing the advertisement of bids for year 2 sewer systems cleaning and investigation. Outfall 15, 30, 31, 43, 48, 53, and 34 drainage areas. So moved.
The second.
Any questions? Let's vote.
Councilman Box Hill,
Aye.
Councilwoman Gleason,
Aye.
Councilman Thompson,
Aye.
Acting President Potteet,
Aye.
Item number 8, Department of Recreation, an ordinance authorizing the Department of Recreation to co-sponsor the Latin Cultural Festival with Mitsili LLC, May 18th, 2025 at Hartley Park. So moved.
The second.
Any questions? None heard? Let's vote.
Councilman Box Hill,
Aye.
Councilwoman Gleason,
Aye.
Councilman Thompson,
Aye.
Acting President Potteet,
Aye.
I have an add-on, item number, let me make sure, 22. City Council, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Mount Vernon to reappoint Leslie Alpert to the Board of Ethics for a 2-year term from March 26, 2025 to March 25th, 2027. So moved.
The second.
Any questions? Let's vote.
Councilman Box Hill,
Aye.
Councilwoman Gleason,
Aye.
Councilman Thompson,
Aye.
Acting President Potteet,
Aye.
Thank you, sir, Acting President. I have item number 9 from the Department of Recreation. An ordinance authorizes the mayor to enter into a 3-year agreement with Turf Tank for the leasing and utilization of Memorial Field, for utilization of field marketing equipment. So moved.
It's actually, excuse me, Acting President,
Sure, please.
it's field marking equipment. Correct?
That's correct.
Yeah, all right. I just want to make sure that has to be edited.
Mhm.
And I think that's kind of what threw everybody off at the work session. We saw marketing and then we went off on a tangent and it's actually marking for the turf field. So that needs to be edited, Clerk Bonilla.
It's proper on the legislation.
Legislation.
It's
Okay,
just
good.
misprinted on here.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, so moved.
Second? Sorry.
All right, there's one comment that I have and this gets back to the work session. I would love to see a plan for Memorial Field. With numbers in them, right? And we talked about this in the work session. And Commissioner Pickney was gracious enough to be at the work session. But really getting an understanding as to in 24 and 25, what type of revenue we could expect. And to make sure that this isn't a cost to our taxpayers. So hopefully, Commissioner Pickney would be gracious enough to give us that plan. Councilmember
Yes.
Thompson?
Absolutely. So, Commissioner, Walker Pickney does have a plan of her and, she and the Director of Memorial Field, which is, Mr. Rick, Wright. So they'll definitely be in, our first meeting in April. And they'll give us a presentation on the forthcomings of Memorial Field.
Thank you, Councilmember.
Yep.
Any other questions on human resources? Item number 9? If not, then let's vote.
Councilman Box Hill,
Aye.
Councilwoman Gleason,
Aye.
Councilman Thompson,
Aye.
Acting President Potteet,
Aye. All right, public safety and codes, and Councilmember Thompson, if I could ask you to read these items as well.
Absolutely. Item number 10 from the Department of Public Safety and Ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with the New York State Department of Criminal Justice Services for the gun-involved violence elimination grant. So move.
Second,
Thank you. Any questions on item number 10? None heard, let's vote.
Councilman Box Hill,
Aye.
Councilwoman Gleason,
aye.
Councilman Thompson,
Aye.
Acting President Potteet,
Aye.
Item number 11, Department of Public Safety and Ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a software as a service agreement with SIMC. So move.
Second,
Thank you. Any questions on item number 11? None heard, let's vote.
Councilman Box Hill,
Aye.
Councilwoman Gleason,
aye.
Councilman Thompson,
Aye.
Acting President Potteet,
Aye.
Item number 12, Department of Public Safety and Ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a memorandum of understanding with the County of Westchester, the City of Yonkers, and the City of New Rochelle for participation in the Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistant Grant. So move.
Second,
Thank you. Any question on item number 12? None heard, let's vote.
Councilman Box Hill,
Aye.
Councilwoman Gleason,
aye.
Councilman Thompson,
Aye.
Acting President Potteet,
Aye.
Item number 13, Department of Public Safety and Ordinance authorizing the transfer of funds from the training budget to the equipment budget for the purchase of guns and ammunition for the police department. So move.
Second,
Thank you. Any questions on item number 13? None heard, let's vote.
Councilman Box Hill,
Aye.
Councilwoman Gleason,
aye.
Councilman Thompson,
Aye.
Acting President Potteet,
Aye.
Item number 14, Department of Public Safety and Ordinance authorizing the allocation of funds for the Full Circle Health Training and Counseling Workshop for members of service of the police department. So moved.
Second,
Any questions on item number 14?
Yes, on item number 14. I had texted y'all. I'm asking that you pull that or hold that for now.
Okay.
sorry, say that again.
She
She
wants
wants-
He
to
wants
hold
it
this.
to be held,
Yes.
We already
If you
had
can
enough
hold it,
on
pull it.
subdivision.
so we'd have to amend the motion to hold the legislation.
We made a motion in seconds.
Right.
So, Mayor, is it your intention to hold it? And it doesn't come back? Because we made the motion and seconded.
It
So
will
we
come
can
back
vote it
at a later
down.
date, but we're not looking for that to be passed now.
Okay, so you'll reintroduce it at another time? Because we're gonna vote it down now then.
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
thank you.
Got it. Any other questions or comments?
This actually can be pulled and held on the floor so we can redact the motion and just hold it on the floor so you don't have to vote it down.
Technically, we'd have to make a second motion to
Yeah.
redact the
Yeah,
first
so,
motion and to.
correct.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's right.
No, that's correct.
So Councilwoman Gleason, could you amend your motion?
I'll make a motion to redact the first and second motion to approve this.
Second.
Are there any questions? If not, then let's vote.
okay. Councilman Box Hill,
Aye.
Councilwoman Gleason,
Aye.
Councilman Thompson,
Aye.
Acting President Potteet,
Aye.
okay. So I
So-
need one.
Item number 14 will be held on the floor. Once again, item number 14 will be held on the floor.
Great.
I have one more, I'm sorry.
Sure do.
Just removing that. Item number 15, Department of Public Safety and Ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with the Westchester County Department of Correction and Reimbursement of prisoner transportation services for the year 2023 and 2024. So move.
Second,
Any questions on item number 15? None heard. Let's vote.
Councilman Box Hill,
I'm actually going to abstain from this one because I actually administer this particular contract on the county's behalf.
okay. Councilwoman Gleason,
aye.
Councilman Thompson,
Aye.
Acting President Potteet,
Aye.
So I have a question.
Sure,
That,
please.
since that's a contract, Johan, does that have to come for a second vote?
Correct. Yes, it's an ordinance, so it definitely has to come back for another vote.
Yeah,
Correct.
So you either
Correct.
get 4 votes or
okay,
you
so
get
this
2
is
votes.
three,
Of 3.
okay.
Mhm.
Aye.
Okey doke, so that
Sorry.
needs to come to the next meeting for a second vote.
Thank you. Councilmember Box Hill, before you start, if I can humbly ask if you could read item 21 before 20, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Uh,
Finance and Planning.
That's what he's doing.
All right, number 21, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Mount Vernon adopting finding statement pursuant to SECRA for the Downtown Transit Oriented Art District. So moved.
Second.
Are there any questions? There's a comment I would like to make, which is we are making a motion to approve the resolution adopting the secret findings for the Downtown Transit Oriented Arts District. The findings also cover the applicant's proposed development project on property it owns within the proposed new district. The project will include 272 mixed-income residential apartments and approximately 15,000 square feet of community facility space, including space for arts programming. Our city council has served as lead agency for the secret review of the rezoning and the applicant's project. This means that it is our job to make sure that all the potential environmental impacts were thoroughly studied and that no significant adverse impacts would result. This application went through a full environmental impact statement process over many years with many public hearings. We have done this with the guidance and assistance of the City Planning Department, our outside planning consultant, and our special legal counsel. The council has carefully reviewed all of the materials in our record. We have also listened carefully to all public comments and read all written comments, and we appreciate the input by our residents. We also appreciate the efforts of the applicant to modify the project throughout the process in response to our concerns. Our adoption of the SECRA finding statement is the final step in the SECRA environmental review process. With that being said, are there any other questions? All right, time to vote.
Councilman Box Hill,
Aye.
Councilwoman Gleason,
Aye.
Councilman Thompson,
Aye.
Acting President Potteet,
Aye. Councilman Box.
All right, let me go back to all right, 16, Office of the Controller and ordinance amending ordinance number 3 adopted on December 11, 2024 to authorize the issuance of serial bonds of the City of Mount Vernon to finance the cost of certain equipment for the Department of Public Works. So moved.
Second.
Any questions? I would like to take a second to thank the comptroller for the hard work that he's done. There's a question I had posed at the last work session about when the audits would be done. He obviously stated this before. I was at fault, but his plan is to have all the audits for 2021 and 22 done by the end of the year, which is awesome, given the state that he found our records in 3.5 years ago. So with that being said, any other questions? Otherwise, let's vote.
Councilman Box Hill,
Aye.
Councilwoman Gleason,
Aye.
Councilman Thompson,
Aye.
Acting President Potteet,
Aye.
All right, number 17, from the Office of the Controller, an ordinance authorizing the acceptance and adoption of the 2019 final annual audit, independent audit prepared by PKF O'Connor Davies. So moved.
Second.
Any questions? All right, let's vote.
Councilman Boxell,
Aye.
Councilwoman Gleason,
Aye.
Councilman Thompson,
Aye.
Acting President Potteet,
Aye.
All right, number 18, from the Office of the Mayor, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Mount Vernon appointing members to the Mount Vernon Economic Task Force, and that's Kyle Munoz, Dan Castarella, Robert Patak, Pamela Tarlow, and Onalda Yazar. So moved.
Second.
Any question?
I just have a statement to make.
Please, please.
I think this is a great approach. Happy that we're working with the administration and we have some really great people that have been appointed to this task force that I feel that it'll be a great arm to help the mayor and the administration to move our economic development forward. So kudos to everybody involved. It didn't take nearly as long as some of the other boards, so I'm very happy.
Thank you, and ditto. Any other questions or comments for item number 18? None heard. Let's vote.
Councilman Boxell,
Aye.
Councilwoman Gleason,
Aye.
Councilman Thompson,
Aye.
Acting President Potteet,
Aye.
All right, number 19, an ordinance amending number 19 adopted on December 27, 2023, Economic Development Task Force. So moved.
Second.
Any questions on item number 19? Comments? None heard. Let's vote.
Councilman Boxell,
Aye.
Councilwoman Gleason,
Aye.
Councilman Thompson,
Aye.
Acting President Potteet,
Aye.
All right, number 20, an ordinance amending Chapter 267 of the Code of the City of Mount Vernon, New York, entitled zoning. So moved.
Second.
Any questions? So I have a very quick comment, which is, this legislation would amend the city zoning ordinance and the zoning map to create the new downtown transit-oriented arts district. The zoning amendments are consistent with the downtown vision report that council adopted in January of 2024. If the zoning is indeed adopted, the applicant would still need to complete the site plan process before the planning board and also seek approval from the ARB and input from other city agencies. I also want to say that I think it's good that a Mount Vernon resident or residents who've done a lot of work within the city of Mount Vernon are now going to be developing in the city of Mount Vernon. Any other questions? With that being said, let's vote.
Councilman Boxell,
Aye.
Councilwoman Gleason, Councilman Thompson,
Aye.
Acting President Potteet,
Aye.
All right, I do have an add-on. Number 23, an ordinance fixing the county and special district tax rates, levying said tax and confirming the county and special district taxes for the year 2025 and ordering the issuance of a warrant thereof. So moved.
Second.
Any questions? None heard. Let's vote.
Councilman Boxell,
Aye.
Councilwoman Gleason,
Aye.
Councilman Thompson,
Aye.
Acting President Potteet.
Aye. That
Concludes.
concludes, I believe, our agenda for the meeting. Before we wrap up, are there any comments that council would like to give as we wrap up the meeting? Sure, Councilman.
Well, I want to congratulate the Mount Vernon Junior Knights again.
That's right.
They won again at the county.
That's right.
And I'd like to thank all the coaches and the parents that stayed involved and stayed diligent. We had them here last month. It was great to celebrate them. We should always be celebrating them when they're doing great things, not just with sports, but with academics and any type of service that they do for the community. So I just wanted to give them a big kudos.
Thank you. Councilman Bob, you had a comment?
Yeah, the council individually wished me happy birthday, but I'm gonna wish myself happy 40th.
It's a big.
That was
22,
last
happy
Monday, so
birthday.
I just turned 40. Thank you, guys.
That's
I don't
big
look a
one.
day older than 17, but I appreciate it. All right,
Did you say we didn't wish you happy birthday? Cause we did.
the 17th. The 17th.
He's St. Patrick's Day, baby.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
Councilmember Thompson, any comments before we wrap up?
No, just Javon is getting old, that's all.
All right. Well, Mount Vernon, thank you for being here
We gotta
again.
Vote, roll call it. Yeah, vote,
Well, can I give a comment?
make a motion that we,
Can I
and
then give a
adjourn.
comment?
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate that.
Okay.
I appreciate that, Councilman. You could be anywhere tonight, so we are grateful that you are here. So now let's wrap up the meeting. Clerk?
Councilman Box Hill,
Aye.
Councilwoman Gleason,
Aye.